Do you love role-playing or tabletop games? Do you love Monster of the Week shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Supernatural? Do you wish you could find a podcast that combines all of those things? Well, look no further. Thornvale is a narrative-driven actual play podcast following 3 monster hunters as they fight to keep a small town in Florida safe from the creatures that threaten it. It's full of action. So do you actually say that?
Yes, I'm actually going to say that. I'll be like, I'll distract him, you get him. And so I'm going to try...
Okay, Bjorn, how are you going to get him? Comedy.
I just got this image in my head, now this is me, not Sammy, of this dragon that was collecting materials for a chicken farm.
And truly awful dice rolls.
Nope, another 3. That's my second 3 in a row.
Oh my gosh.
We're killing this thing.
If that sounds like it's up your alley, then look us up wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jesse. I play the X, and it's good to be here.
Hi, I'm Jory. I'm playing the mech, and it's good to be here.
Hi, I'm Eli. I play the pilot, and it's good to be here.
Hi, I'm Jillian. We're at Red Alert. The warp core is offline. Somebody get to the bridge stat. Welcome to Many Realms. Hello, listeners. Welcome to Many Realms Silver Moon Plus, our one-shot extravaganza. It's not season 1. It's not season 2. It is many things. Today, we are playing a game called All My Exes Are in Mech Suits. It was designed as a LARP by Anna Anthropy that Jesse and I played at the Toronto Comic Arts Festival in 2019. With the creator herself, which was pretty cool. This is a 3-player game about a pilot, their ex, and the mech that they pilot. It's more about the relationship between the pilot and the ex than anything else. So that is the dynamic that we're exploring today. Thank you for coming along on this intergalactic ride with us. It's gonna be good. The first thing we're going to do is character creation, which is something that all of the characters get to do collaboratively by answering a list of questions. Throughout this game, either in character creation or throughout play, the only mechanic is that if you get stuck, you can pull a tarot card and use any part of its interpretation or illustration to guide your decision-making process. So guess what? We're starting with the pilot. So the first question is, what is your call sign? What's your cool name?
I actually did think about like a background and like where I want this pilot to be coming from, and then I never thought of a name.
Why don't you tell us about those things?
Okay, so a lot of the media that we were discussing around like what we like in mech stuff is light, rambunctious, like youthful kids basically. And so I really like the idea of playing that, a sort of young prodigy, really good, but they never really acknowledge the fact that you're like literally killing people. And so I really like the idea of diva type or someone like that, or like Pidge is the name in Voltron. Like, wow, I'm really good at this game, basically, and then having to come to terms with the fact that it's not a game.
I love that. So is there going to be like a contrast of a really like bright and peppy like look and call sign, maybe like mech design with like really dark content?
I like that. I think the contrast is the key here with a cute mech. Wow, my mech really has a personality, and it's all about like bonding and happiness and all the warm fuzzy feelings, and then we just like go over the cliff.
So what's some good vibes for like a happy-go-lucky mech pilot?
Like, what's a gamer tag that like someone
God.
who's all about being like cutesy and like
Perhaps
having a good time?
Cat is involved.
Like a gamer tag, Eli Cat.
What about, is this anything? What if it was like E-Lion, and it was like kind of you, but kind of also if you were a mech pilot and have like a cute lion theme?
I love it. Can we do that? Is that allowed?
Yeah, do it.
E-Lion.
E-Lion.
And you're a lion.
So I'm a cute lion.
Look, cute lion. Call sign, E-lion.
And what does Elian look like?
Super tiny. I think, a little bit chubby, very cute and squishy, dark skin, and I think she has cute glowy tattoos.
Oh, Jory, IP.
But they're not plants. I think one of her like glowy tattoos is like all of the shitty names she's gone over through the year,
Wow.
like crossed out, and then the latest one is Elian.
Oh.
Change your gamer tag up.
Yeah.
What does your hair look like? Do you have any
Okay.
cool body ogs?
Ooh, I like a good body og. Let's do like she's got like a jumpsuit that she ties around her waist, but it's pink. I like the idea that she has like a robotic eye.
Ooh.
And even though she like really likes cute stuff, she shaved off all her hair because it gets in the way.
Does your robotic eye grant you any special abilities?
Let's say it does. Let's say that it gives her the ability to like judge distance and heat.
Ooh.
Excellent. And why did you enlist with your unit?
I think she enlisted because she was good. I think she like grew up on a space base. She's like a military kid, and she's kind of not always the smartest. So like to find something that she was good at and to like make all the other kids stop bullying her, basically. This was her way out.
Was there any external pressure to join or no?
Let's say yes, but it kind of worked out for her, so she grapples with like, was this my choice? Was this my mom's choice?
Does your mom have an important role on the space base?
I want to say she's an engineer, and she helped build E-Lion. Is that too cheesy?
Please make this like as tropey as you can. That's kind of the point, is to lean into these tropes and have fun in them.
Totally. So she's like head engineer then.
Yeah, I think she has to be, like, at this point.
Cool. And the last question here for you is, what does only the X know about you?
I think E-Lion is super afraid of, like, oh, this sounds so bad. I think she's super afraid of peace. Like, what is she gonna do once this galactic war is over? Does she have any other skills? I think the X knows that she has this like crippling guilt of like, oh, I kind of don't want the war to be over.
War.
What is it good for?
Giving this character purpose.
Is it too soon to ask about the eye stuff, or should we like save that for like a special like moment?
Oh,
Because that's like a
You know
big
what?
deal, I feel.
I don't know if we should ask about it, but let's say you gave it to me.
Okay. All right. Okay. And we'll let that be what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, the mech. It's your turn. So you have a separate name from Elian, and it should be something that encapsulates your personality.
Like a lion mech, I think of it as being like a not necessarily strong, but like fast and very precise.
Like, I want to be, like, pair well with you. So if you're E-Lion,
I got you.
Yeah, can you like adjective cat?
something cat. My brain went shadow cat. That's already a thing.
Maybe like something claw.
Ooh, like Quick Claw or something like.
Quick claw.
Yeah. I didn't realize that's a Pokemon thing, but whatever. I can be Quick Claw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anime, tropes. It's fine.
I love playing with tropes. I love tropes.
All right.
I don't care.
I'm obviously a very cute lion. That's my look.
What is something that like I did in my youth to personalize you? Like what's something personal on you?
Fuzzy dice on your head.
I imagine I'm like quite custom, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe there's like some kind of like logo or thing that you like to doodle that's like an insignia on me.
Like the
Like,
like the
on my
third grade
forehead.
S.
Yeah, like a third grade S, like a Superman S.
Third grade S is the name of that shape. Oh my god.
What is the name of the shape?
You know, you're completely right. That just kind of floored me.
And how much is your form like humanoid-ish or more like all fours, or do you look like a spaceship?
A cat head faced like little ship.
Cool.
I like that a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like my eyes are like your screen.
Oh, okay. Wait, both eyes? Or is it like
I was thinking like a visor.
Bridge.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my
Eva.
gosh. It's a lion with a visor. I love it.
Quick Claw, in it to win it. And what weapons are you armed with? Claws, presumably.
Presumably claws.
Do just make a bunch of shit up.
But I'm just ahead, so where are my claws?
Do you have like detachable claws you can shoot?
Ooh, I do have detachable claws that I can like, and sometimes they laser.
Can they come back?
Because, yeah, they do. They like spring out.
Like a hook shot.
Yeah, they can like grab.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have like eye lasers or?
I hope not, because that's where I am.
Yeah, I don't think. Maybe I have like, I have ears. Can
You
I have
ears.
ear lasers? Is that?
Yeah,
I think that's a thing.
sure. You can have lasers from wherever you want.
I just feel like the ears are like a place that makes sense for a weapon to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like the funnel shape is kind of right. Like
Yeah.
the power funnels into, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got like retractable spring claws and ear lasers. That sounds good.
Yeah.
If you think of anything else, let us know. And how does the pilot control you? It should be something that reflects the pilot's personality. It could be something like verbal commands or body gestures, levers, a psychic link.
I mean, my first thought, as it always is like Minority Report style
Sure.
touchscreen.
A lot of
I like
references,
it.
a lot of tropes, a lot of I love it genre.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one of those, so
Yeah.
that's great.
Everyone
That's
is
really the
doing,
best thing that came out of
everyone is
Minority
doing
Report.
the Minority Report like tactile mobile screen gesture. We're all sitting here doing this, by the way. You at home.
Does anybody else have questions for the mech?
Was the thing, the customization thing decided upon? It's not actually the third grade S, is it?
No, but I think it is, like you kind of said, like doodles, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Doodles.
Cool. The X. What is the call sign the pilot knows you by?
I want to do something with like tiger and do like that parallel, but I want to turn it into like a name, and I don't want to do like tigra, and I don't want to do like tigress, and I don't want to do like that. I want to do like something slightly different.
How do you feel about like stripes?
Strike's a little bit light. I think I'm like the so my feeling about this is that, again, in this game of contrasts of shadows and light and chiaroscuro, that if Eli is this like bubbly, happy-go-lucky like death mech, then maybe I'm like more brooding, perhaps becaped, and so I think my call sign is like something a little bit more edgelordful.
This is very Gundam Seed.
Thank you.
I wanted to add my own reference because everyone else got to.
It's good. Oh, what about like tiger eye? You know, when like things are like that striped like mineral or whatever. What about
Okay.
tiger eye. What about tiger eye?
Wait, what about what?
Tiger eye.
I didn't hear you till that last time.
And what do you look like? You've touched on this a little bit. You have a cape,
Well,
perhaps, or the feeling of a cape.
I think I have a cape now.
Okay.
So I didn't have a cape before. My kind of pitch is that maybe I could have been, when Elian was like a young up-and-coming mech pilot rising through the ranks, that I was like an older mentor figure. And then maybe even something happened to me that caused Elian perhaps have to like step into my shoes. Booties. Pause.
Okay. So you've answered the question, what is the relationship to the pilot
Right,
there?
right.
Which is great.
But not the
So-
question you asked.
Yeah, please go back to the character creation screen and toggle those switches.
I'm going to play with the sliders a little bit, and we're going to get into tall, thin, and lanky, sunken eyes, kind of like a flop of dark hair over one of the eyes.
What color is your hair?
The hair is like brown black. The eyes are green with like flecks of a really light hazel that almost approached like a yellow. My jumpsuit had this like big like front piece that had like a tiger stripe design, and it was very like chest heavy, like insignia emblem kind of situation. And it was also, it looked very like formal, like high collar, like very kind of regal, majestic, and probably like extenders on the ends of my gloves, so they're like a little bit more claw-like.
How does Tiger Eye feel about gender?
Let's say ambivalent.
Okay, cool. Do you have a pronoun preference?
Tiger Eye uses they them pronouns. Tiger Eye's pronouns are, for Tiger Eye, it's like master, and for others, it's like you fool.
Great. So you touched on your relationship with the pilot as some kind of mentor. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh yeah, so maybe the contrast there is that if Eline's like a really talented mech but was also like born into a military family, like maybe given opportunities because of their station and situation, Tiger Eye by contrast could maybe be like a former civilian who really proved himself, who was like super into like stopping this galactic war, and maybe by dint of more like tireless practice and like really intense training and like rigorous routine got themselves up to where they are. Therefore, they're kind of like, Eline is like a pilot that I have to train to show them what it means to like really have discipline, to force yourself to be the best you can be. And it's not just about like natural talent and like raw ability. It's about that self-control. So I think when Tiger Eye was on the space base, living with and working with Eline, that they probably had like a good relationship, but it was very like, you know, master student in that way. Apprenticeship. Oh no, my IP. So there was that. I like you, like we're friends, but that friendship is defined by like our formal like working relationship. Now drop and give me 20.
I think Elian only agreed initially to be like under your tutelage because she's like obsessed with life outside the base. Like she's super interested, and she's like, "What steak tastes like?" And you're like, "Do push-ups."
Right.
And then and you're like, I'll tell you these things if you do these push-ups, and you like kind of trick me, maybe.
Yeah, I think
push-ups and push-ups alone.
I think that Tiger Eye probably had like a really hard life, and another part of it was that like becoming a celebrated pilot is like a way to prove themselves and like validate themselves and kind of escape whatever circumstances they were coming from. So I think there is like that edge of bitterness there too, where it's like, oh, I'm glad you think life outside the base is like so amazing. It wasn't very good for me. Steak is like a chewy hamburger that has no bun.
Sounds great.
That's what my fortune cookie said this morning.
And my last question for you. What has the pilot heard about you since you went your separate ways?
I think one thing I'd maybe want to open up the pit and mosh to is a discussion about this like intergalactic war and like what our roles are in it and like what could have happened to me to take me like out of that circumstance.
Yeah, so Eli, you mentioned that you're on some kind of space base. Is this something between planets or like allied groups?
It's a huge organization, right? Like we are on the powerful side. Like, yeah, maybe I'm really good, but also it's admittedly not super hard because we have like latest tech and it's very shiny and like you're just fighting kids.
Yeah, it's like this gigantic, maybe it's like a space UN situation, and it's like multiple planets have poured like billions and trillions of credits into the latest tech and R&D for the purposes of holding back what, Jory?
People want stuff. It's resources. It's always resources.
War never changes.
No.
Probably there's like some situation a la outer planets that have resources that the two major players are trying to get a hold of for their own gain, and then there's a bunch of neutral planets that are getting hurt in this crossfire.
There's like a disputed territory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone say names of things. I don't know.
So you mentioned like the word Federation. So that's like what you're part of. Is that a group of planets? Are those like the inner planets in a system? What's happening?
Yeah, I like that Firefly-esque interplanet alliance.
Okay. Can you like name your Federation?
I thought you did.
I thought it was the Federation.
That's so easy.
Capital F, the Federation. Great. Is it the Federation versus the outer planets? Capital O.
Let's give them a more fun name.
Gamma Cluster is like this territory of like planets or whatever that the Federation lays claim to like the resources on, but this other group is also like, no, we want these resources.
So they want the gamma planets.
All those sweet gams, all the way up.
Is it like a republic? Is it like something like that? Just another word like that?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Kingdom, is it like a monarchy?
I like
Kings?
I like it.
Yeah, I like the kingdom.
I think maybe the last time we saw each other is when you gave me this robotic eye.
Okay.
So
When you're saying gave, which, and I'm I'm not sure how to interpret it, like gave me a black eye or gave me like a birthday card.
removed my eye.
Okay. Consensually?
No.
Okay, because that's where gave I think is ambiguous.
Sorry.
Yeah, it
Okay.
seems like maybe it was like you lost your eye and
Check out this sick lion eye
You've
get.
never had an eye before. So why do you think you left the Federation to presumably join the kingdom or do your own thing?
I'm not going to tell you yet.
Oh.
You don't know why I left.
So, like, I was kind of there when you betrayed me, but I didn't understand it, and I still don't?
We had gone out on a mission,
Mm-hmm.
and I had been uncharacteristically, I had been characteristically quiet and cold.
But extra.
but to an nth degree. And we got caught in an ambush, and you weren't sure what was happening, but at one point you turned, and I gave you one good hit trying to destroy or disable the operations of your visor, and one of my weapons pierced your visor and got you, and that was the last you saw of me. And when you woke up, you had a cool fucking lion eye in, like, the med bay.
So can you answer the last question?
Can I put that in the form of a question?
No, this is great, and we can roleplay that. But what has the pilot heard about you since you went your separate ways?
Rumors that I survived the ambush. I think that's as vague as I want to be.
Moving on to the mission. So we will decide together what the mission is by revealing a tarot card or through open discussion, your choice. Consider both character backgrounds and choose something that would bring them into conflict with each other. It might be something like destroying something, capturing something, escorting someone, extracting someone. The mission is the pilot and the mech's goal, but really it's just a backdrop for your reunion with your ex.
Is it interesting to draw a card and discuss it, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's like the one kind of hard mechanic this game has.
The moon.
Well, I know where we're going.
You have drawn the moon. The moon handles subconscious fears, deception, and illusion. The moon attempts to make us aware of these things. The skull is that of an Indian flying fox here, a bat that navigates the same dark nights, literal and metaphorical, that sends so many of us into tailspins of anxiety and fear. This species of bat is largely regarded as vermin, despite evidence to the contrary. This alludes to the moon's nature of miscommunication, trauma, or misunderstanding, negative behaviors that we may still practice despite knowing better. Take note of the knowledge available and seek further information to form a more complete picture of your circumstances and surroundings. Reverse, this card can imply a lapse in judgment and holes in one's intuition.
I
That's
have
so good.
thoughts.
Give us your thoughts.
Could this moon... So we are taking it literally, right?
I would love to do a literal moon.
Great. So this is a moon that maybe the Federation had control over.
How does this... Okay, maybe, like, there's this resource on this moon that causes hallucinations. And it is kind of, like, getting our people all riled up, and we gotta get it out of there.
What?
Is it possible that this hallucinogen was dropped off on the planet? Like, it's
Okay.
a shipment?
Let's say the kingdom stole this shipment of hallucinogens, which we use as like a fuel for something or whatever, and we've tracked it using the like tracking
Shit.
RFID that was on it, and it's like they stashed it in this like lunar cave system that they thought we didn't know about.
Okay. Okay, Quick Claw. Let's get this shipment of drugs.
Eli, piloting Quick Claw, approaches an outer moon of the Gamma planets. She is to grab a package that contains a toxin and get it out of the hands of the kingdom so that they cannot put it into the population. As the planet approaches, what happens?
Well, I think up until this point, I have been pretty autopilot, auto quick claw, if you will. And so I'm like kind of sprawled out on my big old swivel chair, give myself a big stretch, and I wake up. Are we almost there?
We are 25 minutes away from the outer moon.
Cool. Do you got this? You can fly us right in, I don't know. I mean, I'll land us, but like 20 minutes, give me a wake-up call.
Alarm set for 20 minutes.
And I flop back on, make sure everything is green and not red and everything's happy, and this is supposed to be like a super easy mission for me, and I'm super not worried. So, nap time.
Okay, I think that's a great opportunity for me to introduce a threat, because you've literally gone to sleep at the beginning of this mission. I think that this moon has a lot of fine mineral deposits on it. I think you can almost think of it as like being covered in sort of like sand dunes. And I think that a big gust of wind on this planet's like thin atmosphere whips up a sort of sandstorm that might block your vision, and it might throw you off course, and you might be landing somewhere other than you intended to. In fact, that does happen.
All right. You start to hear an alarm. Boop, boop, boop. Unforeseen weather patterns ahead.
Oh, shit! I'm very surprised. Like, I'm not expecting anything to happen. I feel like I've done stuff like this, like, every week, and it's getting boring. So I, like, jump up a little bit, almost fall out of my chair. Okay, Quick Claw, let's focus. You weren't paying attention, were you? It's okay, I forgive you. I'll take control of our Minority Report-esque screen and pull my thrusters forward, and let's go. Let's get through the sand thing. Please turn that off. Great. Okay. This isn't super dangerous. Like, my eye can still see the hot parts. Like, I can still read the thermal whatevers. And there's...
yes, of course.
Like thermals.
There's, like, nobody around. So, to me, this is like skiing a little bit. Like, I'm just gonna floop around, like... What's the word I'm looking for? Like, do a barrel roll.
So Quick Claw does a barrel roll.
Yeah, and then...
Right into the sandstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Quick Claw just, like, goes straight through the storm, spinning to, like, get through the wind. Like, that's how you're choosing to break through.
You're a hotshot pilot. You can do whatever you want.
I can do whatever I want, and I do that, and I land.
Quick Claw lands upon the soil of this moon.
Great. I didn't read the dossier as usual. Where are we going, Quick Claw?
There is a cave approximately 35 kilometers away that contains the package.
Fuck. 35 kilometers away? I thought we were supposed to land there at the thing, and then I go home. All right.
We landed where it was safe to land.
That's not helpful. That's okay. I still love you. Let's go.
Quick Claw hovers back up and starts going into the direction of the cave.
Can we talk about like the landscape and like the vibe of this moon? Mm-hmm. I think it's like a deserty moon, and I think the sand is like a cool, non-typical sand color.
Ooh.
Okay.
What's a good non-typical sand color?
I mean, like, gray is too, like, classic moon.
Right.
Yeah. What's like the opposite of that?
Opposite of gray?
Not like literally, of course.
Glitter?
Like an emerald?
Yeah, pick your favorite crystal.
Let's do, it's like emerald, yeah.
So like shimmering green sands that are like drifting across this landscape.
From far away, it looks like maybe it's like a lush grassland, and when you get close, you're like, oh no, this is like a dry-ass, unlivable desert.
Cool.
I think maybe, like, the only plant that can grow is these, like, thorny-type brambles.
I think there's really steep cliffs. There's like long hills. There's like gentle rises of dunes, and like dotting the area you can see entrances to like what look like a fairly complex like cave system in the crust.
I think because this is like supposed to be so easy for me, there's no reason for me to take this mission seriously. Quick Claw is kind of like skipping.
Sure.
Going with the lack of gravity, love it.
Why did you get sent on this mission? I feel like you're more important than this job.
Lately, things have been quiet. I mean, not like super duper quiet, but, you know, like, I can't always be at 100 all the time, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to give me a break. I deserve it.
Officer, are you even listening to me right now?
Yeah.
You've been staring at the wall for the past 15 minutes. This is an important dossier we have to go through. It's not even very long.
Commander, do you know how to pilot a mech? I'm meditating.
I don't believe that is a part of the official requirements for operation of the QC series, but listen.
I need a wrench.
Your mom.
Thank you.
Yes, that's wonderful. It's not always gonna be death-defying, thrilling heroics day in, day out. You have to understand that we have a lot of plate spinning here in this operation. I am getting a little bit upset and southern. Those two go hand in hand for me. It's how I was raised. And we have a lot of needs. Not all of our needs are high performance, high class mech piloting. We also need supplies. And when our supplies get stolen, we need to recover them. This is a high priority, whether or not you think it is, because I am the one in charge of priority designation.
Look, Commander Saturn, I don't disagree that it's high priority. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, like, do this boring whatever, pick stuff up or whatever, but...
I'm saying you should do it also.
No. I'm saying you should send someone else, like Amy or something, right, Elm?
Eli, you have to go on this mission. It's...
Mom!
Listen. All right, we're gonna... Just one moment with my daughter, please.
You're supposed to be on my side.
I am on your side.
protocol,
I am on your side. Just with your performance the last few missions, they're starting to lose a little bit of trust in you. You have to go and nail this, and then you'll start going on the fun stuff again. You got a little cocky, and your attitude is shown.
A little cocky?
You just have to prove to them that you can follow directions, and then they'll start giving you the stuff you like. He's a dick. I agree with you.
He is a dick. My mom says you're a
No,
dick.
I didn't
Now,
Good luck dealing with that, sorry.
But you have to prove to him that he can trust you, or else you'll be stuck on missions like this for the rest of your career.
I'm gonna, wordlessly get into my mech.
does that mean you are ready to complete tune-up and begin the mission?
Yeah, whatever, you jerk, let's go!
That's fantastic. All right, Dr. Allen, begin the diagnostic.
Beginning diagnostics.
Tell me about the dossier, QC, now that we're here.
The package is a toxin suspected to be used by the kingdom to create discord among the citizens. We must take the package and get it out of their hands. The package is in the cave system of this planet, which are quite dangerous and difficult to navigate.
Oh, you're done. Okay. Wow, I always forget how short these things are. I probably should just read them. Okay, well, let's go. I pull these two sliders on the screen all the way up, and we go super fast, and we make it to the cave.
Zoom.
I want to introduce another threat. I'm going to say that when you get to the cave, you find that most of these thorny, kind of scraggly brambles actually grow beneath the surface of this moon. And when you get to the cave, it's just spilling out with a thick mass of brambles that are overgrown and look like they're going to, at the very least, slow you down heavily, if not outright interfere with your thrusters.
Hey, QC, I want you to do some math for me. What do you think are the odds if I ask you to laser all these away? Do you think it will explode the package? Give me a %.
Package is extremely flammable.
Okay, but can you... Okay. Quick Claw, flashlight on?
They press the torch button on my iPhone.
Stop. On the iPhone, the giant iPhone that the lion head is holding.
He puts it to his head. And,
No, my nose lights up. It's like a
like headlights.
like headlights.
Okay, can I see this package? I'm gonna say I can't see this package.
I think there's probably like a few more steps to this than just go into the opening of a cave.
Yeah. Let's laser these away. Be real careful, okay, QC?
Initiating lasers.
And my right ear lights up with like a buildup of sound. Bring. And then pew. And I shoot at the thorns.
Woo! Okay, we're off to a great start. Let's get in there, girl.
I think the caves are, it's like a cave system, right? There's like lots of like little tunnels and like weird narrow passageways. And if this is something that the kingdom has tried to hide from the Federation, then it's nowhere near surface where it could be, you know, captured by any passing scan. It's got to be pretty deep within these caves. So I think we go down.
Yeah?
We go
You
down.
go down.
We go down.
I think down is the direction in which
We go.
our going is.
Yeah. So that in that case, Quick Claw is going straight down like an elevator, blinking into. Oh, it's pretty. I guess it's not. It's probably a little wobbly, but you know, just like that's why I'm kind of turning around whenever a tunnel comes up and flashing a light into it, and just you tell me whether or not we proceed or not as I go down through the levels.
You know what, QC? I'm gonna save you some time. Let's go to the bottom and start there.
All right, I speed it on up and get us all the way to the bottom of this cave system.
There is more pressure. The deeper we go into this cave system, it becomes less safe.
Okay, I think I can feel my head starting to hurt. I don't like this. QC, do you have some bubble gum around? And I'm like fumbling around in my cockpit for some.
Your like equivalent of a glove compartment pops open, and there's a whole lot of bubble gum.
I feel like there's a lot of bubblegum in this game.
All right, pop a bubble gum. Feel my ears pop. I still am like a little creeped out. I'm a little worried there's space bats, but my ears are fine. So we're gonna keep going further in. It's dark.
Yeah, I have my nose flashlight, so it's not that dark.
What's our fuel level at?
Fuel level at 90%.
Whew, okay. Thanks, Mom. Okay, we'll keep going.
I'm going to introduce another threat, and now that we're kind of getting more comfy, I'm going to make it something maybe a bit bigger and more potent. And this threat is a fragile passage. It looks like it might be a little too small for QC, but you've gotten her through narrower gaps before. However, you can tell that the layers of mineral deposits that make up this chamber are largely porous, exceptionally fragile. If you try to force QC through this gap to continue exploring the cave system, there's a good chance that it's going to collapse behind you and you're going to have to find another way out.
QC, can you tuck your little earsies in?
Initiate earsy tuck.
Oh, never get tired of that. Okay. Well, we gotta get in and we gotta get out, but they don't always have to be the same way. So let's go. Let's thrust through this. So even if it caves down behind us, it won't cave onto our face.
Thrusters activate.
And I go in way too fast.
Whoa!
There's a huge crashing sound. You ping pong a little bit off the last couple of sharp angles of this tunnel, and indeed it comes collapsing down behind you, and you find yourself probably in some largemouth, completely underground cavern with the way behind you totally blocked.
Let's look around. QC, with your headlights, do you see any, like, change of airflow going in any direction?
All right, so the visor, like a screen drops down, suggests air currents, and we see a little bit further air pushing upwards, like quickly, as if maybe there's something deeper in, like some natural geyser situation deep in the earth.
Even deeper?
Yes.
Oh, no.
But that's being pushed up.
I see, okay.
I guess deep in the moon is more correct.
Yeah. I think to paint a picture here, this area in the cave is wet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a little, like, hot spring. I don't actually know if it's hot because I haven't gotten it. Actually, I do know if it's hot because my eye tells me so.
That's right. So there's like little like trickles of like rivers and small pools and stalactites and their sister formations, stalagmites.
But which one's which?
What am I, a fucking moonologist?
Just for funsies, I'm gonna dip the ship in the water, give you a little bath with oatmeal and honey.
I retract my claw and paw at my cheek as if a cat is grooming itself.
My heart! Oh, you are the best Christmas gift ever! Okay.
The package has to be close by now.
Yeah, we're pretty deep in.
Package 100 meters away.
Maybe it's next to that geyser.
Maybe it is next to that geyser.
Oh, sorry. Is it actually a geyser, or is it like a big burst of air flowing upward?
Yeah, I was picturing as a kind of thermal chute.
That was
vent.
That was kind of what I was picturing too, yeah.
Okay. Well, my eye totally can't work in there because everything is hot, but let's go in.
Heat shields activate.
And we go in.
I think this is the moment. I think you head into this chamber and you see a huge chasm at the far end, and the hot air of this geothermal vent rushing upward totally obliterates the fine subtleties of your super eye, but with your non-super, pretty good still though, I'm not here to judge you eye, you see that maybe also the heat is part of the ecosystem that allows these brambles to flourish, because this whole chasm is knotted and completely covered with this matrix of brambles, which then rip apart as from the shadows of this chasm fly up another QC mech, unmodified, jet black, with a green visor. And in the claw of this QC is a silver titanium case that contains Chemical X.
Oh no.
I need that for my Powerpuff Girls.
And I hail you on cons.
Hey, jerk, that's mine.
Elian.
Can I help you? Do you need a lozenge?
Elian. What are you doing down here?
I'm sorry. Wait, would I know this mech?
I think on comm I pull up you get a
Oh, like a
visual.
We get a visual, we get a drop down of. Okay, so then with that first comm, when they say Elian.
Let's retcon.
Yeah, when they say Elian, a video chat appears on the screen and you see the familiar face of Tiger Eye.
I'm stunned into silence for a moment because I wasn't sure Tiger Eye was alive. I heard they were, but it's a whole different thing to see this person like a ghost.
My eyes take in every inch of your stunned face in my viewport, and then I break into a large smile and I say, "So they've got you on retrieval missions now."
That's a little rude. Sometimes it's not all... I'm parroting the commander. Sometimes it's not all super exciting, death-defying stuff. I do all the important stuff too. I have to do more of it since you left.
Hey, you don't have to explain yourself to me. I can tell you're getting a little sloppy. That was some bad flying back there. You collapsed that whole chute.
I did that on purpose. And who are you to say what's sloppy? At least I can follow rules and not leave. That's the biggest rule that you're not supposed to break.
That's all you can do, isn't it? All you can do is just play by the rules and listen to what Saturn and all his cronies tell you to do. You have no idea how things really work out here in Gamma Cluster.
Package identified. Should I commence retrieval of package?
And my claw comes out.
QC, let's get that thing and get the fuck out of here. I don't care if you have to tear up their dirty old rotten ship anyway.
All right, so my retractable claw goes and just springs forward and tries to grab the thing out of your claw.
With my other claw, I grab the retractable hyper chain and use it to yank the whole mech in so that we're face to face.
All right, we get jerked forward. You probably wobble out of your seat as we are staring visor to visor, nose to nose, mech to mech.
I cut the viewport because at this point we can see each other standing on the respective bridges of our mechs, and I say, "Little cub, always rushing into danger, no idea about more advanced strategies. And now look at you. You're gonna die down here in a cave underneath the moon. Pathetic."
You think I'm gonna die down here? I'm practically a baby, and you're knocking on death's door. What are you, 60? And Me with my terrible comebacks, I'm gonna take this opportunity to like use QC to like headbutt you.
QC reels back, and then with the top of my forehead hits your QC, so you get jerked back as well.
A spider web of glass cracks across my visor as my mech flies back and slams into the wall of the chasm. The steel titanium case containing the valuable chemical slips from my claw and tumbles through a gap in the brambles into the chasm, further into the core of the moon. You idiot! What are you doing? You're going to ruin everything!
Well, if I can't have it, neither can you. You've always just been jealous of me anyway. That's why you tried to teach me, isn't it? So you could just try all over again?
Quit your foolish prattling.
I'm gonna ignore them as they're like trying to recalibrate or figure out what their visor's doing. And we're gonna lunge for the package that has like wedged itself inside this chasm.
All right, so QC turns quickly, starts flying towards the package, and then again sends out its claw to grab it.
I know this looks like an ordinary QC mech, but the kingdom's been very good to me, and they allowed me the ability to make a few modifications. My QC opens its mouth and has a 400 mega quartz grade laser cannon embedded. I'm going to turn and attempt to shoot one of your thrusters, which will send you into a tailspin and propel you further into the chasm.
Warning, warning, damage.
Shit, QC, are you okay?
Right thruster damaged. Path disrupted. Auto navigator disabled.
I fly up to the mouth of the chasm and look down at you and say, looks like you can't just rely on your QC anymore. This is going to be all on you, cub.
You know what, Tiger Eye? I've really enjoyed our banter in these last couple seconds. But if you're really here to kill me, I think you at least owe me why. I don't think that you were my tutor for too long. I think I was still pretty junior when I was under your tutelage.
Mm-hmm.
And so this mission that we went on together is one of the first, like, really dangerous ones that you've taken me on. Like,
right.
This is one of the first, like, oh, I could actually die. Tiger Eye could actually die. There's actual fear here.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think for the most part, I feel like a level of safety when they're around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's 1,000 small guys, and I'm not worried about that because Tiger Eye knows what the fuck they're doing. So we've come to this, I think, like, belt of asteroids, and there's, like, a space opera in the background. You and me, and you're, like, just coolly ripping through these guys, but while still, like, giving me tips, you know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thrusters engaged. Laser ears. Fourth quadrant.
Okay. Fourth quadrant. Okay. Top. Yeah. Got it.
Laser ears engaged.
My old QC, which is more like a traditional tiger orange, grabs yours and pulls you out of the way of like an oncoming surge knife. And I say, you need to alternate your shield patterns like I taught you. You're gonna get hurt. Be careful out there.
Shit, I'm sorry. I'm trying. There's so many. There's so much to keep up with. I continue on, gung-ho, lasering everything, almost hitting Tiger Eye, but they duck at the last second. And I say, but look, like I got so many of them, so it doesn't matter how I do it, right?
No, you need to focus. You need to have discipline. Cub, you're talented. You're one of the best pilots I've ever seen, but all that raw energy, it needs to be channeled, or all it is chaos. These missions, these fights, they're almost like a dance when you're doing it well. You can predict what's going to come, you can respond, you can react, and you can make them go exactly where you want them to. And demonstrating, I like turn and bisect another mech that was like even thinking of approaching me as I'm trying to deliver this life lesson to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, I know I still have tons to learn, but you're my dance partner, right? We have so much time to figure this out.
Yeah. You're right.
And then I like successfully alternate my shield thing, as you've suggested. And I'm like, oh my god, look, Tiger, I did it!
That's really good, Cub. That's really good. And I get my claws on the top of QC's skull, and I wrench it down towards the surface of the asteroid so that it can't counter thrust against. And I block your field of view entirely, and I say, I'm gonna have to take off now. You need to finish this one on your own.
What? And I don't think I realized that you are the one who like smashed my mech down and messed it up. So I think that I'm hearing that from you, but an enemy did that to me.
Warning. Warning. Warning.
And so I say, what?
Warning.
Tiger Eye, where are you going? Someone's
Warning.
got my mech
Warning.
captured or stuck or something. I can't move.
Warning.
And I'm like
Warning.
shaking QC and I'm shaking myself trying to get loose and I can't.
Warning.
I know, Quick Claw, I know, this is so bad. Oh my god.
Warning.
What do I do? Tiger Eye, what do I do?
I'm sorry.
Warning. Warning.
There's so much you don't understand.
Warning.
And with my other claw, I drive it through your visor,
Warning.
blinding you in one eye,
Terminal error.
and resigning your QC to 8 months of intensive repairs, and you to 1.5 years of physiotherapy.
I hate physiotherapy.
Yeah, this is the real shit here. This is real trauma hours.
Okay, I think QC, I can just like mutter out asking her to close off the bay, I guess? Or like whatever you have to do to keep me alive? Do you
Yeah.
want to describe that?
Sure. Probably I have some kind of force field or like shields that I can put up until we get into safety so you don't die. So like the oxygen doesn't leave.
And that's the last you see of me.
Okay, and my last memory of that is like writhing on the ground of my cockpit in a puddle of my eye blood.
Ew.
And I think I always thought that in this moment I would want my mom to come, but all I can think of is hoping that Tiger Eye comes back. And then my consciousness fades to black.
It's not personal, Cub. The Federation isn't as squeaky clean as we like to think it is. This Gamma Cluster, it's the Kingdom's, by right. I've come to realize that now.
Hold on. So, you are willing to leave everybody that you know, you are willing to leave me behind and blind me forever, and maybe you're ready to kill me because you don't feel like you're on the right side?
That's what war is.
No! That's not right. War is protecting people you care about, and I thought you cared about me.
I do. But I care about this more.
Elion, the package is in sight. Should I retrieve the package?
And something snaps in my mind, and I say, yeah, QC, get it. And then
I grab it, pull it into our ship.
Tiger Eye, I don't want to do this, so we're not gonna. You're gonna turn around so that I don't have to kill you. And, well, and you don't have to kill me too. That's a positive. But if you do, I know that this thing is super, super duper flammable. So if you shoot me, you're going down too. Are you ready for that?
Don't be naive, Cub. There's only one way this can end. Hand it over now.
Hostile mech suit ahead. Should I shoot it?
This is very heartbreaking, but yes.
Ear laser activated.
Both of them.
Ear lasers activated.
And I aim for, in a fit of justice, I'm gonna aim for your visor.
Yeah, the visor that already got cracked when I smashed against the chasm wall earlier. I think the laser hits. I think a huge part of my visor crumples inwards and shards of plexi flood my cockpit. I slam my emerge to generate a short-range intermediary atmosphere, which will keep my lungs working. but you can see that my face is getting like cut up badly by this glass. It's like swirling around in this like vacuum that the mech is projecting to keep me alive. I start flying towards you, but blindly, and I'm like wavering, and I'm trying to chase you down into the chasm further, but I'm totally, completely like out of order, and my mech is like wheeling and dropping, and my thrusters are alternating awkwardly. I scream over the comm and I say, "Do anything you want. I can still take you out with both eyes closed."
Should we depart?
No.
Departure sequence canceled.
Click Claw, can you open the bay?
Opening bay.
Look, Tiger Eye, just come home. Please. You don't have to die here. I don't want you to die here.
The glass that has cut my face and my neck has done so in like long stripes resembling the pattern of a tiger, and my eyes are squinting shut, and you can see droplets of blood floating off into the like temporary vacuum that's encompassing my ship. They'd never take me back. There's no point. Don't be stupid. And I'm going to lash out one more time with my 400-degree hyperquartz laser cannon. I think I've got a decent chance at shooting at you. You're a little distracted. You've delayed your thing. It might get you if you don't alternate your shield patterns.
Let's pull a tarot card.
I love doing a tarot card for like the big final. Like, it's great.
The Seven of Cups.
The Seven of Cups. The key symbols on this card are the Night Gladiolus flowers, feathers, and the third eye. This card symbolizes wishful thinking, imagination, and preoccupation with fantasy. The Night Gladiolus flowers allude to memory, the feathers to the flighty nature of thought, and the third eye to the introspection of our inner voice. Reverse this card can suggest preoccupation with wishing for the impossible, an overabundance of options, and indecision.
I do alternate my shield pattern, and I deflect your super giga cannon, but I don't protect the cargo. And as this like iridescent, kind of beautiful laser shoots at me, and you see this like hexagonal shaped shield cover around me, the hallucinogens release. And as QC mentioned, it's super flammable. And so it bursts outward, kind of like a flower, and it blooms. But before it does, and before it kills both of us, we both have this shared hallucination where we just go somewhere together, and we go to this maybe colony that doesn't belong to the kingdom or the Federation, and we live peacefully, and you keep teaching me stuff, but for things that are right.
I really like that, Eli.
All right.
So I think maybe as in the mortal plane, this gas has been released from the case to set alight, and like huge clouds of fire are ripping through this chasm, propelled upward by the geothermal vent and catching all of the dry moon brambles until we're just existing in this like horrible whirling vortex of flame. We find ourselves in a mech training bay, and there are 2 QCs stood against the door, but we're out of them. We're just in our G-suits for now, and we are doing a little bit of out-of-mech training, which is something that I insist on, which you think is totally pointless.
Oh yeah, it is.
And out of my duffel bag, I say, there's something I want to try today. I noticed that when we were on our last mission, you got really preoccupied with your visor, and I think that it's important to remember that there are other ways of perceiving threats around you. And I hand you a blindfold.
Okay. I put the blindfold on, but I mean, you know, I could just turn this one off, right? And I point to my right eye.
Yeah, but you still have a good one. I guess I could've got an eye patch, but I just made these. It seems faster. I don't know how to make an eye patch.
Okay, I put the blindfold on, and it's super disorienting, and I like almost immediately fall over.
Just standing with the blindfold on?
I guess I rely on my sight more than I thought.
I catch you by the shoulder, and I keep you upright. And I stick my head over your shoulder, and I speak closely to you into your ear. You know how I was scouting last week and I logged an additional 3 hours? I didn't want to tell you why in front of Saturn, but I want to tell you now. There's a different moon in Gamma Cluster, and I double-checked. It's not on any Federation charts. It's completely unknown. It has water on it. And these really nice cliffs. I thought maybe after we train today, we could go there. Not on a log, just for us.
And I think for a long time, not because I don't want to go, but because this is so genuine, and Tiger Eye is never very genuine. And so the only shitty deflection I can think of is, if I go with you, will you tell me what steak tastes like?
I thought we could bring a picnic.
And Eli, without saying anything, jumps into Quick Claw. Well, let's go.
Let's go.
If you enjoyed All My Exes Are in Mech Suits, it would be really cool if you would buy the game so that you can LARP with your friends about meeting your ex and maybe blowing them up. You can follow Anna Anthropy, the writer of this game, on Twitter at AdultWitch, and you can purchase this game at w.itch.io, which is witch.io. Also, if you enjoyed the tarot function, I'm using the Marigold Tarot deck by Emery Brar, and you can follow her on Instagram at emrit, amrit.s.brar, B-R-A-R. And support some local Ontario artists. Get that CanCon.
Is she from Ontario?
She is.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Of course, be sure to follow us, the Many Realms team, on the internet. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Realmscast, or you can check out our website, therealmscast.com. That is where we post transcriptions for every single episode. So please make sure you do that. We would also love to be reviewed by you. Give us those 5 stars. 5 is my favorite number of stars. I don't care about like the rest of the galaxy. I would just love a 5-star review. You can do that on iTunes or Podchaser. That's like the IMDb of podcasts. So let us know that you love the show. Please tell your friends about it when you post about it on the internet. It gets shared to more people.